back to Mescala Moguls. It's your boy, the one with the scar on his face, your boy Scarface. And I want to thank you guys again for tuning into every episode. And my bad for last week not having an episode ready for you guys, but I'll get into that here in a little bit. But thank you guys for always supporting your boy, always supporting the podcast, giving us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, 5-star review wherever you're watching this at. I truly do appreciate it. It's going to help the podcast a lot. So, also, if you guys want to buy pins, if you notice, like my hat has some pins on it, like a little bit of pins all over the place. So we do sell these pins. Link is in the bio. Definitely go check them out. Shout out to everyone who has purchased one and everyone who continues to support your boy by buying merch. All that stuff. You don't have to do all that, but just leaving us a thumbs up or a 5-star review is all I ask for. So, again, thank you guys. So, let's get into why I didn't have a podcast episode last week. So, last minute, I had a bunch of things I needed to do that weekend. And then I had a friend, shout out to Mar. She reached out and she was like, hey, got a Bad Bunny ticket. You want to come down? Check it out. One of the box suites. And I was like, you know what I mean? I wanted to, but then I also knew I had a bunch of work to get done. But sometimes you just got to say, fuck it and go. You never know what might happen. You know, just say fuck it and go. You never know what might happen, who you might meet, who you might run into, opportunities that might open up. So this is why I say, like, I always tell you guys, sometimes just do it. Like, if there's something last minute and you want to do it, just go. Like, I had to end up, it was a wild, like, I looked up flights and things like that to see if I could fly and then fly back, but I couldn't find any that worked because literally the Bad Bunny concert was on Saturday. I got told on Thursday evening, like evening-ish, I got told. And I was like, damn, you know, I was going to see if I can try to make it happen. I really wanted to go. I'm not the biggest Bad Bunny fan. Of course, don't get me wrong. I love listening to Bad Bunny. But I was like, hey, this is an opportunity to go meet some new people, do something just outside the box that a lot of people wouldn't do last minute. And so I tried looking up some flights and I couldn't find any flights. The only flight that did work was like $1,500. And I was like, I don't really want to spend $1,500 on a flight. Like super last minute like that to go watch Bad Bunny. If it was a weekend, different story. But I was like, let me rent a car. I'll drive down and then I'll drive back. You know, it's like a 9-hour drive. I hate driving. People that know me know that I hate driving. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make shit happen. So rented a car, told her, hey, I'll be there, this is and that, made it happen, right? And I also know she's involved with a lot of like high-end real estate and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, you know, like, you know, I wanted to film one of the properties, you know, to, you know, just get some like something different, something that Idaho really doesn't see around here, just because I think the most expensive property around here that was listed was like at 10 million, but that was like a lot of acreages. It wasn't like mostly home. So that one, $20 million right now. Come on now. So she was like, yeah, I can open that one up for you. Check it out. Do some videos on it and cool and things like that. So I was like, dang, let's make it happen. So you know what? I said, fuck it. Made it happen. Drove down, got there a couple hours before the concert started, you know, and again, this is why I say, like, you never know who you might meet, who you might run into, who, like, the trip, I feel, was supposed to happen. Like, it was a sign from the universe, from whatever you believe in, that I was supposed to be there and I was supposed to meet the people that I met. You know what I mean? Because everything happened so smoothly and nothing was like, oh, like, no, oh, no, like, dang, like, how to get around this obstacle? No, like, everything, like, happened. It was just weird. You know, maybe later on I'll get into detail of everything that happened. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. And so this is why, like, and it was an amazing weekend, amazing concert, amazing weekend. Got to meet so many people, so many cool people. Memories that are going to last a long time because just think about it. A super last minute, like, hey, a day before the concert, you want to go box suite? And I was just like, yeah, let's make it happen. You know, and it's crazy how like TikTok can introduce you to so many people, because that's where I met her from, was TikTok. She started watching my stuff. would comment on the stuff and still does to this day. You know, shout out to Mar. I appreciate you. She always jumps in the lives too and stuff. Um, and I'm always like, I like to connect with people, you know, because when I go live and stuff like that, people always see me. I never get to see the other person. I never get to put, yeah, sometimes if I see them on IG or something, like you get to put a face to them, but meeting them in person is a whole different vibe, you know? So this is why like, again, amazing weekend. It was fun. The drive back sucked because I was a little hungover, but it was great. Like I had a good time, and these memories are gonna last a long time just because it was just a super last minute thing out of nowhere. I made something happen out of nowhere. Moved some things. I had to shoot some things on Saturday. Moved them, made it happen, and then there we are. Saturday, not knowing earlier that week, not knowing that I was gonna be at a Bad Bunny concert in Las Vegas. This is why, like, take those opportunities, take those chances, because it's great for the soul. It's great for your, you know, just doing something exciting like that. What I was getting myself into, you know, like a lot of people don't know. Um, I'm going to meet somebody I've never met, you know, going to meet people I've never met, going to just hang out and like go to a club. Like, shout out to DJ Exile. He was performing at Club Live. Went and see him. We went to go see him. Saw OBJ going up Odell Beckham Jr. going up the stairs or the escalators because he was going to the same club and things like that. So again, like this is like things that it just happens out of nowhere, and it's super cool because like then you can go back and talk about these things. It's like, dang, I did this, and then people will be like, damn, you did that like just out of nowhere, yeah. Like, and now this is something I'm gonna remember for a long time, and it's great for like you to explore, get out there, and this is what I mean. Like when I'm looking for somebody who's willing to do similar things, just out of nowhere, go and just hang out of nowhere. Uh, Something last minute like that happens, people will be like, "Oh, I gotta do this," you know. I don't know. It's so soon. No, I would want somebody around me that's gonna like, fuck it. We got a few things to move. We gotta make this happen, but let's try to make it happen. That's the type of attitude I need. You know what I mean? Because again, a lot of people say that they want to explore, do exciting adventure with their partner. That was an adventure for me. You know what I mean? Like, so imagine being with somebody who's like, yeah, let's do it. uh, that's something I would look, because again, it popped up out of nowhere. So definitely like just for your mental state of mind, it's so much fun doing something like that. Because everybody gets into their funk. Everybody gets into some sort of funk. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be me, the next person, the happiest person in the world. Everybody gets to a funk eventually, but breaking yourself out of that funk. You know how people have been like, dang, I really feel like I'm some sort of funk. I don't know how to get out of it, but they don't do nothing to get out of it. I wasn't necessarily in a funk or anything like that. It was just the opportunity was there and I took it. And I feel great afterwards? Hell yeah. It was a great time. So if you need to get yourself out of a funk or something, do something exciting. I'm not saying like go all crazy, do something way out of left field. I'm saying like just do something exciting. Put yourself out, go somewhere, drive somewhere, go see something you haven't seen in a long time. Even if it's by yourself, of course, be protected at all times, just in case you go by yourself, ladies. I'm not saying go out there without any sort of protection, because you just never know these days. But it's it's weird, the feeling like when you do something out of last minute like that, or just like something exciting, something most people wouldn't have done it because they need somebody to go with them. They have to have somebody to go with them, you know, like or else they just don't function. uh, but just going and doing just the type of weekend that I had was an awesome time. You know what I mean? And you never know exactly. Like I always say, like you never know who you're gonna run to into, who you're gonna meet, the people that are gonna come into your life. Like you just don't know. So I highly recommend it. Like if you guys haven't done something like that, definitely do it. Definitely go explore. Just be adventurous. And I'm glad I did it, because it's that example I give you all the time. Like I'm looking for somebody who's willing to explore, willing to travel, do exciting. Like experience life. Like, that's what I mean. Like, last minute opportunity to go see Bad Bunny. I would want somebody around me who's like, yeah, let's do it. Or like last minute, hey, let's go do this. Instead of being like, oh no, we gotta do this. Like, I really don't feel like, and them just shit, let's make it happen. That's what I want, because that's how I am, honestly. It sucks. Of course, I would like things a little bit more planned out. Uh, just because that's just how I am. Like, I like to have like, all right, I'm gonna have, like, I had to look for a last minute. I was trying to look for an Airbnb, but then I had a friend telling me, don't get an Airbnb. It was a cousin telling me not to get an Airbnb if I was just gonna be there for literally a day. Like, I showed up, went to the concert, slept, left the next day. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. Like, and they're like, you're gonna spend all this money on an Airbnb just to go and sleep. And I was like, you're right. You're right. Like, if I'm just gonna go sleep. But like, I like to be a little bit more planned out. And so that's why I said, like, I'm glad this happened. Just so sorry, I didn't have an episode, because I usually record it on the weekend and then drop it on Monday. But I didn't have time to record one because, again, everything just happened last minute. So, like, I'm glad this happened, because I always talk about it. You know how some people will talk about something like they're all about this, but then you never see that that's what they're about. I'm glad this happened and I jumped on the opportunity so I can come back and explain to you guys, like, this is what I mean. Like, this is experience life. Of course, you want to do travel with more planned stuff, but something that happens out of nowhere is just spontaneous, and whoever you're with is willing to do it too. Come on now. That's fun, like, exciting. Just out of nowhere, things that happen, like, those are always some of the best times, just because earlier that week you weren't planning on doing that specific thing, but then out of nowhere you're just like, all right, cool. You've seen some people, I know some people, like, I follow them on social media, out of nowhere they book a flight and just go somewhere. Go. Like, here's one thing you can do, because some people are like, yeah, that probably gets expensive, and it does, but you can go to whatever like airline you want to go to, and they always have deals. Like, if you fly a certain day, it's, how you've seen, fly for only $47. I'm just throwing numbers out there, which is true though. Like, you can, but it's like to a specific place at a specific date and time. Like, go on there and see, like, what's the cheapest shit right now. Like, I can go and explore. Say, hey, like, I've always wanted to go to Nashville. I don't know why. Say there's a flight there. Hey, go there and back for like $80. $80 to fly to Nashville and come back, get some hotel out there, nothing super crazy expensive, and then come back. Explore something that wasn't going to happen out of nowhere. Of course, again, like, some of these things are not cheap. Okay, because, like, I had to go, I rented the car, gas to get all the way there, and then obviously, like, to buy food and things like that, the hotel, whatever I spent at the concert, and after, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff obviously costs money, but it doesn't necessarily have to go to that extent. It's just like, say you want to take a solo trip, a solo trip somewhere, and just drive. Even if you just drive like a couple towns over, or the next big city over, if you live in a big city. For example, if you live here in Idaho Falls and you want to drive to Salt Lake City and just have like a weekend there, or a day, spend a day there, it's 3 hours to get there. 3 hours and a little bit over. Right now it's kind of shitty because of the snow, but you get what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. Or Boise, just wherever you're at, just like look at different options and just go get out of this funk. Because again, depending on the time, especially right now here in Idaho, it hasn't been super sunny. It hasn't been like that. We see people in Texas, Arizona, California with super nice weather. They're outside having fun, and we're stuck inside most of the time because it's snowing, it's cold, you can't really go outside. People here start getting into funks, meaning like it's because we crave that sunshine, we crave that warm weather. Like sometimes when you're outside and the sun is shining, you're just driving or something like that, is a good feeling. And when you don't get that for a long period of time, like you start getting into a funk, and it usually starts happening around early during the year, like the early months. So that's why like doing that recharged my battery, even though I didn't need it at the time. Definitely recharged my battery, and I felt great when I got back. Of course, tired, hungover, but you know what I'm talking about. So definitely go explore. Definitely go try new things. Like if only I could show you how it feels, then people will probably be like, you know what, that was actually kind of fun. That was like, it seems, like say my battery was right here, right, and then it just like shot up. So, uh, and especially if you're in a funk, when you do something fun like that, and you get back, you're like, you know what, I want to do more stuff like that. What do I got to do to change my situation where I'm gonna be able to do more stuff like that? Um, and this is like one reason that I love TikTok or social media is the opportunity to meet people. Again, like this whole thing wouldn't have happened if I would have never started making content. She would have never started following me and asked me to come out to the concert. Like that would have never happened. This experience would have never happened. That's why I always emphasize like do stuff. Like if you want to be on social media, then be on social media. Like if you want to do whatever career path you want to follow, follow that path. Like I got into real estate because I want to really do that too as well. Because I've seen people make quite a bit of money, uh, and have like super flexible schedules and things like that. So that's something I definitely want to get into as well. Uh, and just because the people you can meet while doing real estate, the people that I've met doing social media is crazy. So imagine like also adding like big players of real estate. Like, come on now. That's why people always ask. Like, shout out to everybody who is in my life and are considered friends, acquaintances, whatever the case. But it may feel like I'm not trying to be friends with them or anything like that. But no, I definitely like the friends I have. Awesome, amazing. I'm glad we're friends. Glad we're family, whatever the case may be. I'm glad. But the reason people see me less and there's other people that see me more is because the people who see me more now are probably in the same areas where I'm trying to get to. Meaning, like, I'm around these real estate guys all the time because I'm involved in real estate. So I'm naturally around these people all the time, and I want to be around all these people, especially the people who are killing it in real estate. Like, why wouldn't I want to be around them? Same with social media. Like, I'm around the people who are creating content, doing social media stuff. Why? Because that's what I do. I don't do these other things. You know what I mean? So that's why you don't see me. You don't see me because I'm not on in those areas, if that makes sense. Because people are like, I've had a few messages saying like, "Ya no te dejas ver," or you like you don't let yourself like see. Basically, I don't come around anymore. And it's not, again, it's not because I don't want to. It's because I have a vision, I have goals that I want to accomplish. And so I'm going to surround myself with the people that are going to help me get there. You know, I'm not going to surround myself with people who aren't doing those things. Like everybody that I surround myself with is killing it in some way. You know, uh, the real estate team, killing it. Why wouldn't I want to hang around with them? The people who I do social media with, why wouldn't I be around them? They're killing it. Um, you know, and people who've also pushed my life along, uh, like Troy and Brandy. I always talk about them all the time. They've always, Troy and Brandy they own a barbershop beauty barbershop out in Rexburg. And that's where I go to get my haircut all the time. But they're all about business, all about evolving, growing, and just becoming better versions of yourself. Why wouldn't I surround myself with people like that? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not doing stuff like that, that's where I'm at. That's the season of life I'm at. Like, I want to keep growing. I want to keep evolving as a person. And if you're not on that same journey, on that same path, of course, we're not going to be in the same areas. So, and also, that's why I start meeting new people. I go and do things like this, and you meet new people that come into your life, have random conversations, like with the most random people ever. Like I remember I had a conversation, like when I was driving up there, somebody asked me, they're like, "Oh, you're from Idaho?" And like we had a small little conversation. You just out of nowhere, guy was super cool. Like all these people you get to meet, and that's another thing that I wanted to talk about is like when you travel, when you go and do things like that, it's either you're going to be alone and not talk to anybody, and it's really going to be kind of boring, or it's going to help you break out of your social shell. Like, say, I talk to people, I have conversations with everybody, the Uber driver, the people at the door. I remember we had a conversation with the ladies who were like checking the tickets to get into the section that we were in. Like, they were fun to talk to. Just every, like, all these people you get to meet, and usually you don't talk to these people when you grow with your own group of people. But when you're by yourself, it's you have these conversations because, again, you're gonna talk to people or you're not gonna talk to people. Like, it's funny because you go with your group, you usually stay in your bubble, and then that's it. You go by yourself, the whole world is your bubble. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking to everybody, you're like socializing with everybody. I mean, that's how way I am. Uh, and you get to meet people that you would never met in your entire life, which is the coolest thing. Everybody has a cool story. Everybody is different, and that's why truly do emphasize that. Like, again, with all the precautions, all the safety that you need, and you never know, you might meet the love of your life when you go and travel to some of these places. Um, Hold on. I have like clients freaking messaging me. Um, but you never know. Like, people are like, "Oh, I have a hard time meeting somebody." Well, maybe they're not in the area that you're in. You know, maybe the one that was meant for you is somewhere else. Travel, you never know who you might meet. You might meet somebody like, say you go to a concert somewhere and you meet somebody, and I'm like, dang, I really vibe with this person. Or say you go to a convention of some sort. Oh, I met this person. I really vibe with them. Um, or even if you're just like out traveling by yourself and you're at a restaurant eating, and some guy comes up to you and be like, "What's up, girl?" You know, like, you never know like what can happen. You're never gonna like find the right one. Like, if you've tried in your own town, it, your own city slash town is only so big, right? The dating pool, especially like if you have certain filters, becomes really small. Okay. And so if you're only like focused in the area where you're from, you know, and you haven't found somebody, you might be in the wrong area. You might be in the wrong area to find the person that you're looking for. So get out, explore. You never know who you're gonna meet. Like, I've met so many people, so many cool people, just traveling and doing things solo. And the conversations that you have with people, it's amazing. And just like the feeling that I get from it, like, I really, it's really hard to explain because, again, a lot of people haven't experienced it because they travel with their bubble, and really they stay within their bubble. Like, I know some people are like, hopefully it makes sense. Like, when you go as a group, you stay within the group. You really don't socialize with other people. Yeah, every now and then a little bit, but not as much as like you're the only person in the group. The whole world is your bubble. And it's crazy like how people like to have conversations. People like to talk. People, you talk to somebody, they'll have a conversation with you. Like, people aren't, not all people are rude. So again, if you're trying to look for your love of your life, maybe you do a little bit of traveling, again, with all the protection in the world. Or if you're in some sort of funk, just do something spontaneous out of nowhere, something crazy, something maybe you've never done, where somebody was like, dang, you did that? You know, I tell people I do like stuff like this, and they'll be like, dang, you did that? Yeah. Like, um, and it's funny when people are like, I could never do that, something like that. Yeah, that's why, like, I feel like I'm been able to grow more as a person. I'm not saying other people haven't grown. I'm saying like me myself have been able to grow more as a person just because I put myself in these situations. I remember like when I first started traveling by myself, shit was awkward. Shit was weird. I felt like people were judging me because of like, why is he by himself? Is he eating here by himself? And now I just don't give a fuck. Like, I go anywhere I want by myself. Like, I just go and do things by myself. Like, I don't need somebody to go and do stuff. Um, Sorry, everybody's messaging me right now. So again, take the opportunity, do something spontaneous. Hopefully it'll get you out of your funk. Hopefully you might meet somebody that comes into your life and maybe the love of your life. You never know. Um, and just do something different. Keep your life exciting. And if you're with somebody, do something spontaneous like that too. Like, this is gonna help keep that relationship interesting, because relationships get, they get not boring, but they get repetitive. You guys do the same things. There's no more excitement. There's no more things like that. Uh, like in the beginning in a relationship, you're probably super excited to see this person. You want to try everything. You want to go and do everything with this person. But then that slowly stops because you guys stop introducing new things into the life. That's why like, it's cool to have someone who's like not completely opposite, but opposite in a lot of things, because now they start introducing new things into your life. You start introducing new things into their life. And it just makes it for a much more interesting relationship because you're always learning something new. Either they're learning something new or you're learning, or you're learning something new. So if you haven't tried it, definitely go try it out. Again, sorry I didn't have an episode. I just thought like I didn't want to rush anything for you guys just because I was going to do that. But I'm glad that happened. So this episode came out of that, meaning like just the experience from that. I was like, I need to make an episode on this and hopefully motivate some people to go and do some of these similar things, because it's definitely helped me a lot. And it's helped me get out of a funk too, because just going to do something, exploring somewhere new, talking to new people, just doing something out of a lot of people's comfort zones and mine at the time too, it just does something for you, right? And it did for me, and I always love it. Now, if like I feel like I'm in some sort of funk, I'll take off somewhere. I'll leave. Like, bye. Go and do my thing, and then come back, and the people are like, damn, I can't believe you went over there. Who'd you go with? By myself. Like I didn't need anybody to go and do something. So thank you guys again for listening to the episode. Wednesday, I'll be going live with Jackie. So this will come out before then. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to be live with Jackie. Definitely come check us out. We're going to be live on TikTok. I know you guys love it when we do content together. So I was like, the other day she was live and I jumped in and I was like, hey, I was like, I always say here, I'm here for the sucias, like just joking around. And she just laughed, and then she was like, hey, I got a new microphone, this is and this. And I was like, well, let's do it live here soon. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. So I messaged her. I was like, hey, let's do it live. And I told her I go live Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. She should come on in. And she's like, yeah, let's make it happen. So 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. What we'll get into, we'll see if you guys have questions and things like that you guys want, her perspective, my perspective. Come hang out. We'll go live for about an hour and go from there. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Voy a ver